Okay, half human, half bear holding a little Gatling gun. I kind of want to watch this.
Where's mine?
Welcome back, guys. I just watched the movie The Guardians. No, don't mistake it with the Guardians of the Galaxy or anything like that, but this is an actual Russian superhero movie that came out this year, and I finally got the chance to watch it. Now, when I first watched the trailer, I saw a lot of comments on there saying that, this is a ripoff from the Avengers, and some other people saying that it looks pretty cool, that they wanted to watch it, and I'm on that boat too. It looked pretty cool. I know it looked very similar to that of the Avengers, but at the same time, I wanted to watch it. Now, after looking at some reviews, I saw that a lot of people didn't like the English dub, so I stuck to the actual Russian audio and I had to read off subtitles, which isn't a problem to me. I actually don't mind that because I'd rather listen to the original audio instead of something being dubbed. Unless it's anime, then I'm a little bit more flexible there. But I actually went into this movie hoping that it was good because, I haven't seen any superhero movies other than Marvel and DC. And now we have something new, but from Russia. And well, this is what I think. So the story is very generic. I mean, we've heard it so many times before, and it's about August Kuratov. I don't know if I said that right, but he's trying to take over the world basically, and he's been creating all these like superheroes, but at the same time, he thought that he was creating like super villains, but he turned out to create some superheroes, and it doesn't work out for him so well because they actually group together and fight against him to stop him. Now, what from what I understood in the movie is that these superheroes used to work together a long time ago, but now they spread out since there wasn't really any danger, but they had to get reunited again to go fight him. And honestly, the superheroes in this movie are pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, some of them I could be iffy about. We have like this airbender guy that kind of controls rocks, and then we have the half man half bear guy, which is really cool, kind of like the Hulk. I know I keep comparing stuff to Marvel, but I really don't have any other reference because I don't know if they came from a comic book or what. There's also a girl who can turn invisible whenever she's around water or water touches her, which is kind of dumb, but then they kind of fix it whenever they give her a suit. And then my last one and my favorite one was the guy that was kind of like Nightcrawler or like a speedster. I really didn't understand what his power was, but he was freaking awesome because he has these like super cool like curved blades or swords or whatever they are, and I thought that was awesome. And as far as the villain Kuratov, he actually has like some electromagnetic powers. It looks pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, but then at the same time, the way that this villain is designed, it looks really, really bad. Like you can tell all the prosthetics on him look super fake, and at the same time, it looks like he has a super baby face. I'm not sure if that even makes sense. It's like somebody combined the villain from Iron Man 2 and Bane, if that even makes sense. So let me start talking about what I liked. And basically there's not a whole lot that I liked because the movie was pretty generic. So what I liked in the beginning was how they introduced these spider controlled like tanks or whatever they were, but at the same time they could destroy tanks or take down helicopters, and they can move freely, which was pretty awesome. But then of course Kuratov takes over with his electromagnetic powers, and like he takes over these spider looking things. I saw the budget for this movie and it actually was like around $5 million or $6 million, which actually isn't a whole lot compared to what Marvel and DC spend on their movies. And it's not a bad looking movie either. Like the special effects on them are pretty good. The green screen, I guess sometimes I could see it, especially with the man bear or whatever he is. At points I feel like he is super fake and it's so noticeable, so I wish they kind of would have worked a little bit better with that. But for its budget, I think it was pretty well produced. And then my favorite superhero, I guess I would say, would be the guy that looks like a ninja with super speed or whatever capabilities he has. So although some of the aspects of this movie is pretty cool, it does have a lot of cliches. A lot of the superhero stuff we've seen before, and in some parts it kind of uses things from other superhero movies that we've already seen in Marvel and DC. So for example, they call this program Patriot, kind of like SHIELD. And then they call the Guardians, kind of like the Avengers. So I couldn't stop thinking about those references back and forth. And there's also a scene that they use from Batman, which I was like, really? They had to copy that too? And it's the scene where Batman gets his back broken by Bane. And I was like, wow, that is crazy because the guy that did that in this movie looks like Bane. And this movie's pacing is like kind of all over the place because it starts off really good and I was like, oh my god, this movie's gonna be pretty awesome. But then it slows down because they're trying to find these superheroes, which they say is gonna take forever to find them, but then it literally takes them like no time to get them together, so it didn't make sense at all. And then like between like the cool action scenes that we see, it really slows down when they're trying to tell us like, their backstories and where they came from. So they just didn't click how they wanted to show. It just didn't make sense. It was like a roller coaster ride where you're going downhill, you're like super hype, and then out of nowhere you gotta go back up and then you're stuck. And like I said, the villain was very generic and he just wanted to take over the world. We got like this huge like battle scene at the end, which wasn't really all that suspenseful. I actually think one of like the first action sequences that we get in the movie was better than the last scene. And aside from that, I feel like a lot of the stuff in the movie were pretty cool. Like I said, it does bring back memories from other movies. Like, for example, the guy that does like the airbending or like the freaking rock controlling stuff kind of reminded me of the guy from Fantastic Four. Too many references, and I hate comparing them, but it just comes up in your mind. I was really excited when I watched the trailer for this movie the first time, but now that I watched it, I was like, man, I wish they could have done better. And the way the movie ends, it just doesn't make sense because we don't really know much about these characters, and we're supposed to believe that they were like a big thing back then. Kind of like if the Avengers split up and then like years later they came back, but we had no idea who they were. We had no comic book reference. And then also they kind of like leave us with this kind of cliffhanger, kind of pointing towards like, hey, you know, there's gonna be a second part because of this reason. So it's like, oh yay, you know, like I'm kind of excited, but then at the same time I'm like, meh. Those are my thoughts, guys. I'm gonna give this one a 2.5 out of 5. I really wish this was better. The characters are pretty cool, but then again, I feel like they weren't utilized to like their fullest. I wish they would have had like a better story, especially the villain himself. Again, his prosthetics and like the way he just looked super fake. But if you guys have watched that movie, please let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. I know some people actually liked this, and then a lot of people didn't. A lot of the reviews that I already saw for this movie were very negative, and I can see why they're negative because I honestly think it's not a great movie. But I finally got to watch a movie called The Dark Tapes, and it's a movie anthology that I've been wanting to watch for a while now. Kind of has that VHS 1 and 2 vibe, so I really liked it and I do want to talk about it. So that'll be my next video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But guys, if you guys like this video, make sure to share it and subscribe to my channel if you guys already haven't. Make sure to stick around for the next video, which will be uploaded maybe in like another 2 days or so. But as always, guys, stay tuned.